just me and the world's best tasting vodka.
Hey guys, welcome to again Off the Dribble with your boy Byron Scott. My guest today is my boy. This is my golf buddy. He's one of these brothers that you can call at any time, and he's there for you. And I got to tell you a little bit about a few years ago where he really was there for me.
Such a lonely
really
life I lived, though. You know, when somebody
my
can
boy,
be there,
George Lopez. That's all I want to say.
when
my boy
somebody's
George
there
Lopez.
100% of the time, they got shit else to do except wait for the bat signal in the sky.
Well, George, before we get into your career and everything that you've done, there was a very, very tough time for both of us a few years ago.
Yeah, man.
When our buddy, Kobe Bryant, passed away. And this man, I took like 2 weeks where I wouldn't talk to nobody. And George sent me a text and said, B, I know you're hurting, but let's go play some golf or something. And I remember getting back to George. I said, George, give me another week or so. Because I was just in pain. A couple of weeks went by. I called George. I said, man, I'm ready. Let's get out and play golf. It was about a 7-hour round because we let everybody go through. We made stops. We had drinks. We celebrated Kobe Bryant's life and his achievements. And I don't think I ever got a chance to say thank you, George, because, I really appreciated that, man. And it was awesome of you to give me that call.
Well, thank you for being there for me, too, because it's, my daughter called me and said, I just like, what happened?
Yeah.
And it's, places stay forever, monuments and things in Europe you can see around the world, but that guy to us in LA and to just was a monument. And I think that he will be remembered, everybody's remembered forever, but remembered every day.
Yeah.
And that's when somebody's really important, when you remember them every day.
Yeah.
And the happy thing about all of that is that, he had an amazing impact on a lot of people, and he did it off the court with like humor, man. And he was a funny guy, and he was a sweet guy, that. And he was a guy that, the Mamba mentality is a great, just a great 2 words to go together. It's like somebody's will, but to see somebody that did what he did and walked it and talked it. And I went to a lot of Friday night games, and they always come down to the last shot. And he made a lot of them, but the ones that he missed, nobody went, oh, he missed it. And everybody was like, okay, we didn't win. Right. But he made more than he missed. But when he missed one, nobody was disappointed. Yeah. And that says a lot about somebody's ability.
Yeah, you was almost shocked when he missed one. You know what I'm saying? Because he was so great at making them. And he would make them if it was 1-on-1, 2-on-1. He didn't care if they brought a double team. He was that type of guy where he was willing to be the hero just like he was willing to be the GOAT.
Absolutely.
And that's that Mamba mentality that we talk about. But before we get going a little bit more, got to say thank you again, George, for coming out, my brother.
Cheers, man.
We're going to have a good time. A little Neff vodka in here, y'all.
Wow, that's good.
Ain't that good?
Yeah, that's really good.
So, George, let's start off this way. I want to talk to you because you've done so much. You've accomplished so many things in the entertainment world. You one of my funniest friends I've ever been around.
Thank you.
I love playing golf with this man because we have 18 holes of laughter.
Yeah,
we might get some bad shots, but we're gonna have 18 holes of laughter.
Listen, man, you're a professional athlete. I played golf because of my temperament and, golf. I didn't want to get remarried, so I didn't want somebody telling me all my faults. So I'll let golf decide what's wrong with me. So, if you cheat, you're cheating yourself.
Yeah,
if you quit, you're a quitter. If you write the wrong score down, if you're not gracious to people, if you don't say hello, and which all the things in life that are easy to do.
Right.
So it was a way for me to see what people had said about me, criticisms about me, even when I was younger, and for me to realize when there was nobody else around and nobody to blame, that those were the real issues that I had about writing down the wrong score, integrity, cheating, moving the ball, and all of those things are someone's real life. It brings it.
Right.
It brings it out. So, it changed my life. And then, I used to get really mad and throw a club or something. I'm no Reggie Bush, but that dude.
Reggie be throwing them all over the place, don't he?
Listen, man, I played in Cedric's golf tournament and clubs were flying all over the place. And then Cedric called my house and said, "Hey, have you seen a club in your bag? Reggie's missing a club." I said, "Have you checked in the trees and in the bushes?" I mean, you throw a club, man. If you throw a club, that says a lot about when you want to throw one and you don't. Now you're starting to internalize your things and to be better.
There you go.
And that's what golf has done for me. Like I play pretty good. I play all those pro-ams. I mean, I can play good. I putt good. Short game's good. But I play for the temperament and the peace. Why does somebody go to the beach and watch a sunset? Because they go for the peace.
Yeah.
And there's a tranquility in that. And for me, there's tranquility in golfing and being a member at that club and knowing that most of the other Latinos that are there are like the service staff and all those guys. That means a lot to me too.
Yeah, no, I mean, and first of all, it's a great track, great club.
Yeah,
and I appreciate the invites when we get a chance to play.
But you remember, we've known each other a long, long time, and
yes, we have.
The Lakers have meant so much to me in my life, and you as a player in the '80s was a time when I spent a lot of time alone, and my grandparents were still alive, and I was such a fan, but I was always alone. That in those Boston Celtics or in those championships, in those finals, when it got down to the crunch time, I would go outside. Like an expectant father would leave the room. I can't take it anymore. Outside smoking a cigarette. I couldn't take it.
Really?
I was not playing.
So when you would go outside, you would go out to get away from watching the game.
Yes.
Because it was coming down to the nitty gritty, and you couldn't
watch.
stand to see what was going to happen.
I couldn't watch.
Wow.
I would go outside in the backyard and I'd walk around, and then I would come back in and they would say they won. Oh, they won, all right. I said, oh, they lost. The pass that Magic threw across the court, I was outside.
Yeah.
I was outside when it happened.
Don't remind me.
But I was, I would say to myself, like, what's going to happen? I didn't know until later is that what's going to happen is going to happen, whether I was watching or not.
Right.
But at that point, and it's a lot to do with Mexicans. You ever see Mexicans go to the church? The ones that are sitting in the back still want it to count, but they don't want the Lord that close. Like they're like, listen, man, I do a lot of things in my life that aren't.
I do a lot of shit, so I don't want to sit too close.
Don't go in this place, but I'm gonna still go. I'm gonna sit way in the back. Where the place they don't even go with the money thing. Like, I probably ain't got no money sitting back there. So I just go in the back. You still get credit for going, but you're not as close to the gospel as somebody would feel comfortable enough.
Well, you stupid. So listen. So
I cussed in church one time, and
did you really?
Oh man!
Did, like more than one person heard you?
Yes.
I mean, okay. So a few people heard you.
And those movies where they go, all the heads turn, and it makes a sound, and every head. And I said, what? I said, man, you cussed in church. No. And
so you almost did it again.
I was like, I can't believe I cussed in church. And then my grandma, that was it for me. My grandma said, hey, come over here and tell when you cussed in church. That's a long time ago. But, yeah, nobody should cuss in church.
No, I agree with you there. So how did you get started in the comedy? Where did was you like doing shows at the house for the family? How did you get started in comedy?
Man, that's a good question. Let's see. I think at first you have to be ignored. So my biological family was not a close family, and they ignored me a lot. My mom was not married, and my dad took off, and I was insignificant from even before I was born. So much less, and my mom was not well health-wise. She had epilepsy, and she had, a couple of things that made people believe that before I was born that I was going to be, and listen, I've never said this word before, never told a story before. They thought I was going to be an imbecile. That's what they said. An imbecile. So they wouldn't like hold me, and they wouldn't like, kind of look after me because they thought that I was going to get what she had. And the word imbecile is pretty harsh, man. And as a kid, my grandmother would sit, they would say to my grandmother, or when my mom was around when I was young, they would say, "Don't tell him that." And my grandmother would say, "Well, how else is he going to find out if I don't tell?" I mean, the things that were said in anger. Listen, nobody bullshits in anger.
Right.
So when somebody's angry and they're yelling at you.
It's coming from the heart.
Everything.
It's coming from the heart.
Listen, when somebody's shooting you with a gun, all those bullets have intention. When somebody's saying, "Listen, I don't know where that guy is. I don't know who your father is. And you ever thought you're going to be an imbecile over there, want to hold you, and and your mom it takes off, and they can't find her for weeks, and you're just like a 6-year-old kid, man. You're like, I'm 6, but I don't think I need to hear all this." So we went to court when I was 7 to have my father declared legally dead.
Really?
So my mom was not the smartest woman. So my grandmother said, now here's another one I never told anybody. My grandmother said, "Mira, Frida, look at me and I'll tell you what to answer." So she goes in court
okay.
in LA, the municipal court.
Wow.
Mira, look at me and I'll tell you what to answer. And she gets up there and she puts her hand up and she gets into the thing, and they say, are you seeking the sole custody of George Lopez? And my mom looks, and my grandmother says, and she goes, "No."
I thought she was supposed to answer her.
She said, and she goes, "No." And then she's like, "Frida!" And she looks and she goes, "Yes." Was it no or yes? Now it's you have, is it no or yes? And then now somebody who's not that smart has to pick between no and yes, like with no help. So she said yes. But for a minute there, it was like, what the fuck's going on, man? Like, and she had to answer the other questions on her own because they knew my grandmother was helping her.
Right.
So listen, man, that was rough.
Wow.
That was, sorry about your ears, dude. but yeah, so it's like that. So if that's how you start, like, in the humor, I think that I had good guys that I went to school with, and they all lived kind of in that 3-block radius of the guys that are still my friends. But when I was, I started playing baseball. I wasn't even 7 yet, and my grandma signed me up for baseball. And then you go to the tryouts, and I was already playing baseball as like a little kid, I guess. And then they went to this recreational center in San Fernando. They were picking teams. I was the last guy picked. And then the guy says, "But last but not least," and then they picked me. And I was on a team 1 up. Like, I was, for my age, I should have been on the lower. That was 1 up.
Got you.
So when I was going to practice with that team, the White Sox, they wanted me to be a catcher, and I wasn't even 7, and I was giving the coach a hard time about me being a catcher. And I was already complaining, and I was already saying, I don't want to be a catcher. And he sent me down to the farm, and that team never lost a game, and they won the championship. And in my whole career playing baseball, I never won a championship. And I thought it was because of me being an asshole at 7 and getting sent down, that I was punished for not being a fair sport or understanding that sometimes everybody has to play a part on a team.
You play a role. Yeah.
And the coach told me that. It's like, hey, listen, man, everybody has a position to play, and yours is catcher. And I just bitched so much that he sent me down. And then I went down to the Bears, and Alex Garcia, that boxer that boxed probably 20 years ago, he was on my team. And I remember tagging a guy out at second base, and I was catching. So imagine the catcher running across from home plate to second base. And that's how bad that team was, that I had to go as the catcher and tag the guy out. You couldn't
throw it to the guy at the second base.
He wouldn't have caught it. So I ran across the field to tag him out at second base in full catcher's gear. So I should have stayed a catcher because I was pretty good. But then my grandparents and I, you went to a lot of Dodger games, and the guys that I grew up with were funny, and I was funny around them, but I was shy. I think if you're going to be a good comedian or good at anything, you have to have a lot of things wrong with you in the beginning. So being shy and around other people, but being funny around my friends was at least an opening to something for the future. But finding comedy, I think, through the Tonight Show and through sitcoms, watching Sanford and Son, and watching Chico and the Man, and Cheech and Chong albums, Richard Pryor albums, and George Carlin, and all those things. And then, when I was in junior high, my friend Ernie went to another school, and he said, "Hey, there's a guy at Kennedy High School, and he's going to the Comedy Store on Monday nights, and he's doing stand-up." And I'm like, he goes, "We ought to go down there." So in 79, June 4th of 1979, I was still in high school, getting ready to graduate. And I went over there and performed for the first time.
Wow. So how was that? I mean, because you're still in high school. Because I was going to ask you, where'd you get your start? But this seems like a little bit of a start because you're going to do stand-up for the first time out of high school. And then from there, I want you to tell me the experience of doing that. How was that first? And then from there, when did you get your first job as a comedian?
First job, at the Ice House in Pasadena, you could do, if you brought people, you could make like $1 a person, So,
so as many people in the audience as how much you get?
$7. Oh, yeah. And in 1987, before my grandfather died, I was on TV just for maybe 40 seconds, one joke in this kind of like laughing kind of reboot. And my grandfather saw me. And my grandfather really never had anything good to say about me. But one time I was on a Sunday, they went to eat with some friends. And when they came back, I had a picture there from the Ice House. And then the guy said, "Who's this?" And he goes, my grandfather said, "Oh, that's my grandson. He's trying to be a comedian." And the guy said, "Is he funny?" And he says, "No, but, he's just starting."
What great support, right?
I thought that was the beginning, what could have been the beginning of a compliment.
Right.
So even through those track home walls, I could hear. But he never said anything really good to me. So I think, as sad as it is and as debilitating and as much as it hurts, if you stay down, then you stay down. And whatever it was in me, man, that made me get up, I knew I didn't want to stay down.
Yeah.
And not that those guys that I grew up with were nobodies.
Right.
I just said to somebody, I wanted to be somebody more than I wanted to be nobody. And, I never expected much of a career because, I always say, when you look like Mario Lopez, you can make it. But when you look like me, you got to be talented. So for that, I just, at some point, I quit. One time I was at this place called the Natural Fudge in Hollywood. And they made you buy like a sandwich in there. So it's a natural food store. So they bring me like a sandwich with sprouts and avocado. And this is like in the early 80s, 80, 81. And they did comedy on a Monday night. And I bombed so bad. Imagine waiting 3 hours and then bombing. It's like, and you couldn't let me bomb at 8:15. You had to let me bomb after waiting 3 hours. And when I was driving home, right at the 170 and Roscoe on the way north to where I live with my grandmother, I started crying in the car. And I said, I'm done. Like, I can't do this. I'm not good at it. It hurts. I've had it. And then I went home and I took a shower. And my grandma says, why are you taking a shower so late? And I was just, I'm taking a shower. And I took a shower because I wanted to wash off whatever had gotten on me from that experience of just eating it big time.
I understand that.
And I took a shower.
Yeah.
And then in the morning when I got up, I said I wasn't going to quit and I was going to keep going.
Yeah.
So
I want to ask you this though, George, because every time we play golf, like I said, we have a unbelievable time of laughing. We laugh the whole time. Tell them call you back.
I know, man. Let me turn this off. Sorry.
That's all right. We have an unbelievable time of just laughter, right? And you tell some of the unbelievable stories, some of the greatest stories about your grandmother.
Right.
So kind of tell me, obviously she means the world to you, but just tell me how she has helped you from your childhood to this particular point? Because I love the stories on the golf course when you start talking about her.
Man, God, man, there's so many. You know, when my first show started, you know, Time Magazine wrote a thing on me, you know, the one page in like the showbiz part of the back of Time, and it said that that I should consider my grandmother my muse because of me using her in the show and using her in the stand-up to make a living for myself. So the guy goes, I don't know if he's aware that, you know, this woman is the muse that he has, but she, you know, she had a hard life. She had dementia and she was at the hospital. So they told me, yeah, your grandma's in the hospital. So I go to Holy Cross in Mission Hills, and she has dementia. And she's in this little room, and I walk in, and she had a way of looking at me that was like just a threatening way. So she's laying in the bed, and I walk in, and I'm standing right there, and she's looking at me like this. And I'm like, to myself, I'm like, is my grandmother throwing me hard looks? Right. So I look at her. I'm like this. So she's looking at me, and I'm looking at her like that. And my grandmother goes like that too. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Now, how old was she at this time?
85.
Wanted to make sure you didn't flinch, huh?
Oh, my God. What the, I mean, come on, man. A lady with dementia like that? But my grandmother was, she, you know, they wore abuse like, you know, like if it was a banner, you know, like I was with this guy 19 years and he beat me, and I stayed for my kids. And I said, why do you stay for your kids? Why don't you go to a hotel? And she goes, you don't know nothing. I didn't have any money. I said, hotels were like a dime back then. Shut up. You know, so she didn't want any kind of opinion about her life. You know, so my grandfather on Fridays, he'd get off early sometimes. You know, they'd finish early, you know, and he wouldn't get out of the truck right away. And my grandma would look through the window.
He's scared to go in the house?
They're drinking in the car for hours. Go tell them to come in. I walk out there. I go, Grandma wants you to come inside. They like it to wait. All right. So I say, he told me to tell you to wait. So what did he say? So she started to make chile, like, you know, that was her retaliation. So they had that mocajete, the thing, and the stone grinder. And because he would eat when he was drunk before he went to bed. So she said, you know, if I make this chile really hot, it's my way of getting back to him. I can't poison him. I can't go out. And it's no wonder that she didn't go out there and say, get your ass inside.
Right. So
she would be grinding this chili. And I would come from baseball practice, and I would come through the cul-de-sac there, and I would see the truck there, and I'd see him inside, like at 8:30, and I would say, uh-oh. So I already knew. So I'd open the gate, and I would take 3 steps, maybe 20 feet from the house, and that chili would be in the air. And before I would walk into the house, I would go, it was just in the air. Because when it's so hot, you can't stand around. And my grandmother would be inside, and I'd go, and she would say, he doesn't want to come inside, mira. And she's just like grinding this thing, man. So her retaliation was chile for him, and she just never pulled any punches, man. And you know, the first day of my show, like, you grow up and you want to be a comedian, and she knows. And it's a long shoot because the first show is always long, you know. And then I look over there, and she's kind of looking off outside. We're going down the 5 freeway, and she's kind of wandering off, like looking off. And I'm like, at least say something to me. Like, you know, I got this show.
Right.
So I said, literally, man, you got to believe me. I said, what do you think, Grandpa? And she goes, you want to know? And I said, yeah, I want to know. And she says, if I would have known it was going to take this long, I would have stayed home. I mean, come on, man. Your whole life, man. Right? I've known if I would take this long, I would have stayed home. And, you know, my mom character was based off my grandmother.
I was about to ask.
And my grandmother watches the show, and she goes, And I said, what do you think? She goes, Hey, you made me nice. That's what she said. Everybody said.
Because I was going to ask you that. The George Lopez Show.
Yeah.
Which I
almost 20 years now.
Yeah, I loved that show. I mean, I used to watch that show and I was like, all right, I'm wondering, because we knew each other. And I'm wondering, is this but we didn't talk about our upbringing and things of that nature. So I was wondering if that show was based on your upbringing, a little bit of the family.
Totally.
That was kind of intertwined into that whole thing. But it was also one of the first, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first Mexican sitcoms on a major network at the time.
There's a couple of things. I was selling out a bunch of shows at the amphitheater. Like, I think I sold out 22 in a row. And they came and wrote an article in the Daily News about me. And I had never thought about what this guy wrote. This guy said that, George Lopez pays homage to the people that inspired him, Freddie Prinze and Richard Pryor. But Richard Pryor or Freddie Prinze never sold those amount of tickets to have people come and see him. But he still does. But I still pay homage to those guys.
Right,
like Richard Pryor toured, but he it's back then. So in comparison, it's like I still pay respect to the people that came before me when to that writer had passed them. But I would never consider myself better than those guys. But in those shows, what was I going to say? So that was one example. And then in the history of television, I Love Lucy, Desi Arnaz was the husband, but not in the title. Chico and the Man with Freddie Prinze was a co-star, not in the title. I'm the only person in the history of television who's Latino who's led a show, and it's named after him. So it's higher than those guys. But I still, think of it as, it's like not as important. But Freddie Prinze, when the 100th episode of my show was coming, Johnny Grant, who used to be the mayor of Hollywood, he said, I was at another star ceremony. He said, I think it's time we put you in the Walk of Fame. And I said, I'm not going in until Freddie Prinze goes in.
Wow.
And he looks at his assistant. He says, Freddie Prinze is in, isn't he? She says, I don't know. I said, no, he's not. We'll check and we'll get back to you. So they got back to me and they said, he's not in, but if you want to nominate him, we can put him in. And I said, yeah, I want to put him in. And I paid the money for the star. I think it was $10,000. And then the day of the ceremony, Kathy, Freddie Prinze Jr., the people, Dusty Snyder, who was with him in the room when he committed suicide, and all the friends that Freddie had, even some from New York, were all there. Della Reese was there, and all these great people, man. And then Freddie Jr., I see him over there on the phone, and he walks up to me and he goes, hey, my grandma wants to talk to you, which is Freddie's mom. And she was in Puerto Rico. And I said, hello? And she goes, oh, George, thank you so much for being so loving to my Freddie. She said, my Freddie. Thank you for being a fan of my Freddie and for being loving to my Freddie. And then she said, if my Freddie was alive, you and my Freddie would be best friends. And I was like, oh my God, man, this is like tough. So we did the ceremony, man, and Junior was very emotional, and at the unveiling of the star. But for a dude that had zero integrity, zero credibility, zero ability to tell the truth, and zero care for anybody else but myself, I grew up to have eliminated all of those things from my life. I'm not who I was when I was 25. I'm not who I was when I was 15. And at 60, I'm a person that I never would have imagined I would be.
Man, you know what? I think we both there, because I never would imagine me being who I am right now. You know what I mean, George?
Cheers to that.
So listen, guys, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back with a little bit more of my boy, George Lopez, and we'll talk a little bit more again about his career and where he is today and what's up next for him. We'll be right back. Black Widow is a conglomerate of attorneys and investigators that are community-based. They started from a personal traumatic loss that turned into a platform for human dignity and rights. Black Widow always finds ways to eradicate the wrongs and produce positive results beyond all boundaries, and they always pay it forward. Black Widow can handle any and all legal matters, including motorcycle injuries, car accidents, trips and falls, criminal matters, family law, workers' compensation, and restraining orders, and more. In all industries where money rules and basics give rights are overcome by greed, we strive to make it about humanity by repeatedly educating and informing the masses of their rights. If you have ever felt frustrated or anger that you have been done wrong, that's the fire that fuels Black Widow. When you are done listening to all the rest, call Black Widow for the blunt truth. Call 818-599-3613. Again, that's 818-599-3613. Or you can find us on Instagram at BlackWidow_investigation. Right. Welcome back to Off the Dribble. Your boy B. Scott is here. And again, I'm with my boy George Lopez. We've been having a great time just
pretty good
talking about the old days, talking about golf, talking about all the things that we love. I want to get to now the George Lopez Show.
Yeah.
And how that came upon you.
Man.
And then, man, I mean, that thing, took off as well and lasted for a long time. And then I want to also know, why did you kind of stop?
Okay.
I know you wanted to go in different directions. I know how you are. You're artistic. You want to do other things. But let's talk about the George Lopez Show.
First of all, I never thought that I would have my own show. Mm-hmm. And then you grow up watching Johnny Carson. Mm-hmm. And I was in Las Vegas, I think 1989, in the summer of 89 or 90. Johnny Carson was going to retire. Mm. And, I love Willy Wonka like growing up, So in the USA Today, in the Life section, there's a comedian on the cover story, this guy Ron Schock, I think he passed away. And in the article, it says that before Johnny leaves, they're going to have 6 new comedians on. Mm. So I'm in Vegas in the Maxim Nowhere Going show. And I remember reading that, and I remember thinking, man, it's like Willy Wonka, man. Like, there's 6 golden tickets out there. Like, who's going to get them? Mm-hmm. Never thinking I would get one. So I was at the Improv one night, and the talent booker for the Tonight Show sees me and says, hey, put some stuff together, man, and call me in a week. And I was like, wow, it's not going to happen, man. So I put some stuff together. I worked all week. I'd fall asleep on the notes and get up and then do them again and fall asleep and get up. Worked on a week. So he says, come to my office. So I go to his office, and he goes, are you ready? And I'm like, am I ready? And he goes, yeah. He's sitting behind the desk. He goes, show me your stuff. I was like,
that's on the spot.
And I did it, with no laughter. The guy didn't laugh. I'm talking, the guy's looking at me. Say another one is looking at me. He's like, When I was done, he goes, congratulations, you got the Tonight Show.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He just made sounds. He goes, you didn't laugh. He goes, hey, if I make a sound, that's like a laugh. Because I've had people up here at complete silence. And Bill Cosby bumped me in 91, and then I thought it was going to go away because there was stories about guys getting bumped and then never getting called back. So I got bumped, and then the next day they called, and I was on the next week. So in a sense, that was kind of like a beginning. But for the George Lopez Show, I was drinking a lot from 95 to 99. I was on the road a lot, and I was going nowhere, and I was drinking a lot. I think my wife had kicked me out of the house. I was living in this apartment that we hadn't sold yet, some condo, sleeping on an air mattress. And then mine was probably like 4. And in the crib, I didn't dismantle the crib when we left because it was still there. Mm-hmm. So I had to see the empty room with a crib in there. And I'm sleeping on the, I remember I bought a toaster, and I'm like, can I afford to buy a toaster? And I just was like, man, this is like nowhere. I'm nowhere. And I used to worry about what everybody else was doing. And then in that condo there, empty, I started thinking, you know what, man, I'm going to worry less about what everybody's doing. I'm just going to worry about myself. Because I'm worried about everybody else, and look where I am. I'm living in this thing. And people would see me, and they go, I thought you moved. I was like, oh, no, we're doing some work up here, renovations. I fill up the mattress every night. But when I did that, things started to, you could feel a change. But also, I was at the Capital City Comedy Club, and Chappelle had been there the week before, and Sandra Bullock had come to see Chappelle. Sandra Bullock had a house in Austin, Texas. And then the manager comes to me after the first show and goes, hey, man, I got a call. I think Sandra Bullock's coming to the show. And I knew that I was not in condition or even professional enough as a comedian. I was drinking on stage that it wouldn't have been entertaining. And the second shows are always like, half full, first one full. So I literally got on my knees in the dressing room and begged God to keep her from coming to the show. I got on my knees and I went like this. And I said, if you're up there, please don't let her come and see me.
Wow.
And then the guy knocks while the second show started. He goes, and I open the door. He goes, she's not coming, man. She called and she's not going to come after all.
Wow.
So cut to like 2 years later, I get a call and they said, hey, man, this producer's looking for a Latino, comedian and something. So everybody said, have you seen George Lopez? So this guy came to see me and he was working for Sandra, but I didn't know at the time. And then he saw me and he went away. And then I remember Ann said, did you talk to the guy? And I said, no, he left. A full calendar year later, the guy calls and he said, hey, are you still interested in this project that we have? And I'm like, what project? And we found out it was Sandra. So I went to Sandra's office during the day. I wasn't going to go. I was hitting golf balls at Whitsett, and I was supposed to be there at 1. I think my manager knew that I might flake out. So about 12:15, he calls me. He goes, are you on your way? And I said, man, I'm not going over there, man. He goes, what do you mean? I said, what's she going to do for me? What's Sandra Bullock going to do for me? And he goes, hey, listen, man. They called and they said, is he coming? They ordered food. With him, it was always food. They ordered food. You better go over there, man. You're not going to leave her hanging. So I left the balls there at a big bucket, left them there, told the guy, hey, man, you can have these if you want. And I drove over there. And we sat for like 3 hours. She said, tell me about your life. And, she was crying. She was laughing and to my grandmother and everything, and she was writing it all down, had a writer's assistant. And as we're walking down the stairs, she walked me out. And we got she opened the door for me. And before I left, I looked at her and I said, hey, I don't know how this is going to end up. I don't know if I ever see you again, or I don't know anything. I just want to say thank you for thinking of me, and thank you for what we're going to try to do, whether it happens or not. Just thank you.
Right.
And she looked at me and she goes, I want you to worry about being funny, and I want you to let me worry about everything else. And I got in the car and I was like, wow, man. It's like nobody ever said anything like that to me.
Right.
So in the midst of the next year, the president of Warner Brothers came to see me, and he was in. He's like, I'm in. And then where we're going to take the show. And then the president of ABC came to see me and sat next to the president of Warner Brothers at the Ice House. And I did 25 minutes, and I told the dude, give me the light at 20. And I was killing him, man. Killing him. And he gives me the light, and almost like a boxer that knows that if he gets to the end of the fight, that he's won. So I was digging in a little bit, then I was kind of cruising at the end, and I knew what I had at the end. And when the light flicked on and off like that, it's like time,
right.
and I left, and the people were going crazy, man. And before I left the stage, before that guy got to me, in my head, I thought, you just got yourself a television show. But I didn't know.
Right.
And then the next day I flew to Houston, and I got picked up by this dude in a town car, and Bruce called me, and he goes, he did Drew Carey, he was my partner. And he said, are you sitting down? I'm like, just got in Houston. He goes, ABC called, and, they want to do the show. Congratulations. I was like, wow, man. So we hung up, and I told the driver, hey, man, I just got a show on ABC. Dude he didn't turn around. He didn't say
budge.
Congratulations. He didn't say.
He just kept driving?
Just kept driving. Didn't go, hey, good for you. Just kept driving. So that's how it came about. And then, it was that show was so real. Like in the early 80s, I got a DUI, and I got put in Foothill Jail, and I got taken to Van Nuys and got arraigned. So when they take you on that sheriff's bus, I don't know if the sheriffs knew to pass by every place that was important to me in my life, but they passed by houses I used to go party at, houses that friends had, restaurants where I used to go, and I'm sitting there, I'm chained to some other dude, and I'm like, are these guys fucking, is my grandmother driving this bus? They're going by my schools. They're going by my high school. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm on like a Starline tour. I'm like, man, this is getting depressing, man.
Farewell to her.
I said,
going by all the shit I used to do.
Oh, I said, this is depressing. So they throw you in the tank up there. They're getting ready to call you, and the door opens, and they bring in some guys with like the orange jumpsuits from county jail. So I'm sitting down, and I'm looking down, and then somebody sits next to me, and he's wearing those jail sandals, and I look down, and the guy's toes are painted red, and I'm like, this dude's got painted red toes, and I look up, and he's got blonde hair. He's a Latino guy, big guy, and he's got blonde hair, like a cross dresser. And I look down, I'm like, oh man. And the sheriff comes to the door, and he goes, Lopez. And I stood up, and I guess the dude's name was Lopez. And he stood up, and the sheriff goes, no, Mrs. Lopez. And I sat down, and the dude left. And I put that in the show. Word for word. Like, I tried to keep it as real as I could. I used real names of my teachers.
Right.
But I don't think it gets any more real than that. We did that in that
Miss Lopez.
Miss Lopez. Oh, man. Hilarious.
So the show was a hit. I mean, the George Lopez Show, the Tonight Show.
Syndication was good. Yeah,
it was
syndication's
great.
still there, almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And then I was still married. I decided to take a year off. And then it was just tough to be home. I hadn't been home, in 10 years, So I got offered a chance to, do a talk show. So I did that for a couple of years. And in that, I got divorced. But, I made friends with my wife. I saw her yesterday, and ex-wife. And she goes, I just want us to be friends. I go, that's new. And but she's cool, man. And I didn't talk to her for a long time, but it was my fault that everything happened the way it happened.
Right.
But somehow, instead of being mad at myself, I became kind of mad at her. But that's all gone.
Yeah, that's something that George and I have in common. So we did talk a little bit on that golf course about us going through divorces and things of that nature, and how we've kind of moved on. But I also want to ask you about the producing part that you gotten into. Yeah, you've done the stand up, and I also want to know, are you going to go back and do one more stand-up gig or anything like that?
I don't know, man.
I think that would be so cool.
With dementia running in the family, it's harder to remember that stuff. I did the Netflix special was the first one I had done not live, and I didn't like the way I like to do them live, but they're risky to do them live. But I thought, how can you make comedy harder? Is to not use water, not have a towel, and to do it live. But the older I get, 60. The older I get, I think it gets harder to remember the hour, and sometimes in a default, if you forget your place, you'll go back to stuff that you already had done. And live, you want to keep it, legit. So, but
I feel you there.
Yeah, but producing was new to me, and then, I just felt like, some guys want big parts. I just felt like, and I told my agents, like, hey man, don't look at parts like big parts. Just look at parts as like good parts. Right. And then I started to do animation. And I remember the Beverly Hills Chihuahua, the first one, the first time I did any voice work, my agent said, all the good parts are taken, but if you want this part, it's 4 lines, $10,000. I said, 4 lines? So I said, I'm not sure. So she goes, I want to know if you're doing it. You're doing it. If not, they're going to move on. And I said, you know what? I'll do it. And I remember getting there 5 minutes late, and I meet this director, Raja Gosnell, and I look over, and Drew Barrymore's in there. And I'm like, what the fuck is Drew Barrymore doing in here? And I said, oh, she's the girl dog. So I'm like, are you ready to start? I'm like, yeah. And the first thing I did is I sang to Drew Barrymore in the movie The Dog's in Love with the Chloe, which is Drew Barrymore. And I had to sing to her. And the guy's like, there's not a song, so just, make it up. And
make it up on the fly.
I made it like my heart, you're my heart, my soul. And I'm like, if there's ever a time you need anybody to lick inside your ears or to, I would be most honored, See,
I'm forgetting you were a dog.
That's a dog. And after they go cut, and she put both hands on it. She goes, oh my God, that's so sweet. Oh my God. And that was the first time they'd ever heard that voice in that dog. And then when I was done, the director came outside and he goes, listen, man, we haven't shot like most of the movie yet. So would you be willing to come in and just you and I work on stuff? And as we film the dog, I'll make the stuff fit to the dog. And I said, absolutely. And because I didn't say no, it was only 4 lines where I would have said no. That led to the 3 Beverly Chihuahuas, the 2 Smurfs, the 2 Rios, Marmaduke, and Escape from Planet Earth. All of the movies came from that one seed. So, you know, as people want to be stars or want to be producers or want to be in the light, never say no, man, because a seed that small can bring you a tree, you know, with the proper care.
No, that's good advice, because like you said, you're turning down those small roles thinking there's something better and bigger is going to come along.
Everybody would have said no. Everybody would have said no to that. And I went.
That was cool. George, I want to go back, and we talked about this a little bit off the camera during our break, and I was telling you about the movie that you were in with Ty Diggs, and I couldn't remember the name, and it was
River Runs Red.
River Runs Red, where you had a much more serious part, you know, because everybody knows you as a comedian. Everybody knows, you know, your stand-up and the Lopez Show, the Tonight Show. They all know that. But I don't know how many people, and I'm sure it was a lot, but I know for me, when I first saw that and saw you in that role, I was like, damn, because you were really good.
Yeah, thank you.
And how was that for you? Because, again, you're going from being a comedian to a very serious role. How was that for you?
You know, I did Balls of Fury like in 2007 with the Reno 911 guys, and I was pretty much like the straight guy, but just very calm, you know. And I thought, you know, in some dudes like Jim, you know, those guys that are bigger actors, like they're big. I wasn't a broad actor, you know. I was good at being just, you know, more deadpan. So when Wes Miller, that director, African American director, said, I got something for you, and I said, I'd already done a couple parts that were dramatic. And Tay was in that thing, and I was like, you know, I'll do it. Yeah, that's cool. And, you know, I had lost a friend to a police officer shooting. So if you look as an actor, like, what do you? I remember Ben Kingsley told me on my talk show that every experience that he's had, and he was neglected as a child. Like, he went into a bottle, you know, put all my bad experiences in the bottle, and whenever I need them, I open the bottle and I take one out. And then I put the cap back on and I save it for the next time. So he used all the experiences as in his life to make him the actor that he is, like the dramatic part. He would remember things, and I did that. You know, cried on cue. You know, about losing a child, and Tay had lost a child, and I had immediate chemistry with him. You know, and you know my show had already been out forever. I mean, you know, so we're in Louisville, Kentucky. And we're shooting this scene in the car, and I'm driving, and the movie trailer's in front of us, and they're filming us. And he says, "So I want you guys to drive around, and you're looking for the police, like we're looking for the guys. We're going like a Western. We're going after these 2 police officers. So we're driving, and we're going under the bridge, and we're going around the town. And he goes, keep going, guys. You're all right. Look around, and we go under this underpass, and there's a homeless guy walking with a push cart and all his stuff, and he's got a hoodie over his head that's hanging like hair, and he's just pushing his cart. And as we drive under the underpass, he looks over, and as we pass him, he goes, George Lopez. And when we stop, everybody gets out, and they come over to the car, and they go, did that guy yell George Lopez? And I go, he did. The homeless guy yelled your name? How did he know it was you? I don't know. Maybe I got a TV in the cart. I don't know. But I mean, of all, and it's never just George. It's always
George Lopez. Yeah.
And it's been pretty wild, man. But that, you know, in doing those dramatic parts, I did a thing, No Man's Land, dramatic, and then River Runs Red, and then I did this one. Oh my God! So. You know, whether people believe in the universe, or they believe in karma, or if they believe in kindness, that's that's up to people. That's up to the
Right.
individual to
Right.
decide.
Absolutely.
So I did this thing, man, like the world's greatest dog, like most amazing dog, for Facebook. And I was leaving, and everybody was like, "Why are you doing this thing, man?" I was like, I don't know. It was Lisa Vanderpump. I wanted to hang out with Lisa Vanderpump. She's great. So when I'm leaving, this girl is there, and she's dressed kind of like a guy, and she's got a hat on, and she's got her brother with her. And I get in the SUV, and the window rolls up, and I look, and they're both standing there, but kind of like really kind of meek, And I roll the window down, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're like, "George Lopez?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh." So I go, "Hang on." I get out of the car, and I talk to her. "What are you guys doing?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm like a little filmmaker. I'm trying to make this film about my life, about coming out to my dad on my prom night. And, I wrote it already. And it's funny, man, because my brother and I were just talking about you. Like, you would be the best person to play my dad. And then here you are." And I said, "Well, listen, I'll give you my number. I'll give you my email. And if you get to the point where you make this thing," I said, "let me know. I'll be your father. I'll play your father." So about a year later, she calls. They have the money, and schedule-wise, they're trying to work out. So I went to this place in like Chatsworth, this house, and I played her dad in this little movie that got on HBO Max, and it got in the LA Film Festival.
Wow.
So, like 3 weeks ago, I got a call from my agent, and he said, "Hey, man, I've been working on this thing for a couple of years, and it's starting to come together. So tomorrow at 1:30, I have a call set up for you and the director of this project." And he goes, "There's no script, and it's very private, and nobody knows anything about it. But he wants to talk to you." So I said, "All right." So the next day at 1:30, I call this dude, Latino guy, Angel Miguel Soto, I believe. And he's like, "Hey, brother, what's happening?" I said, "Oh, good, man. What's going on?" So we talk about our lives, talk about growing up. And he says to me, "Yeah, man, I saw you in this little movie like you were a dad." And I thought, River Runs Red, And he goes, No, about the girl that came out on her prom night. "Oh, yeah, at last." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I saw you in that." He goes, I had a project, an animated project at the LA Film Festival, but I was going to see other shorts, and I saw you. And he goes, I cried. Like, I was like, "Oh my God." So the next day they made me an offer. So DC, Marvel, DC is coming out with the first Latino superhero.
Uh-oh.
So it's the producer, writer, and director are all Latinos. And that guy's the director of it. So he says, there's no script. It's called The Blue Beetle. The kid from Cobra Kai is playing the Blue Beetle. So, it's all very private. It was going to be on HBO Max only. And then Warner Brothers saw the script. They saw the people involved. So it has a release date of August 2023. So I got cast to be the uncle in the Blue Beetle. So I'm going to be the uncle in the Blue Beetle series, which nobody knows about yet.
Oh, wow. And that's going to be on Netflix, or is that going to be?
No, it's going to be released. It'll be a worldwide release.
Oh, wow.
Because it's DC. So when they sent the offer, there's an offer for one movie, and then under it, there's 10 more offers for other.
Wow. So you said the kid from Cobra Kai
is going to be the
Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm
That's
the
so
uncle.
cool.
And I'm the uncle in the Blue Beetle.
That is so cool, George.
Which is big, man. I mean,
Man,
I've had quite a career, but to get involved in the DC universe is big. Batman,
Yeah.
and I think Batman is in our movie, but
yeah,
it's a big, big deal.
Yeah, DC got everybody,
and
all
nobody
the
knows
superheroes, man.
right now, but you guys.
Well, there you go. See, that's what's happened when you're watching Off the Dribble with Byron Scott. You get stuff like this from George Lopez. You get the first of everything. You get it way before you even hit the presses. See, that's what it's all about. George, I mean, we talked about your producing. We talked about you as a comedian, drama, just unbelievable actor, what you have meant to the Latino community. Yeah. How important is that to you?
I don't know if what I've meant to the Latino community.
Come on, man. Come on now. I mean,
all
the things you've done. Come on now.
Well, I know what they've meant to me. And I think, I think what they've meant to me is it might be the first family I ever had. Of all those people that come up to you and say, "Hey man, we saw you in this," or "My daughter loves you," or if you look at YouTube, every time they play Lowrider, like a little kid is jumping up and down the bed, like they know my face. Like this little kid was taking a walk and with his dad, and the kid's got to be 4 years old. And there's a van with my picture on it, and the little kid walks over and his dad says, "Where you going?" And he goes over to the van and he points at my picture and he goes, "George Lopez." And the dad is like, how does this 4-year-old kid know who you are?
That's right, yeah.
And I was always mad at everything, and I was always just negative about myself and about my upbringing. But through just that one time in that day where you're down, I mean, you can only go down worse. But I decided to not worry about everybody else and worry about myself. And that was the day that I think everything, if you go one day without wishing anybody ill, then makes the next day easier. So when I turned that page and went to being not the most positive person, but not wishing anybody any harm or any bad things to happen to them. And, I had grown up around Buddhist temples, my whole life. And then I met the Dalai Lama like in 2012 or 10. And then I spoke at his 80th birthday party. So those guys and that thing really helped me just, since I cussed in church, I don't think I was welcome back. So I think that, just the principles of being kind really made kind of the universe spin my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had another question for you, though. And we're the same age. So you grew up in the hood like I did. And at our time, there was a whole lot of gangs.
Ooh.
Crips and Bloods, the SAs, Sunshine Crips, the Pyrus, How did you avoid? I know how I did. Obviously you did as well with laughter and things of that nature.
But did they leave you alone because you could ball?
Yes.
Yeah.
The reason the Crips and Blood would leave me alone when I was in high school, I would be coming home and they would stop us, because we always traveled like 6 or 7 of them anyway, because we wanted to make sure we protected ourselves.
Right.
But when they would jump out the car and surround you,
man,
it's 6 of us, 12, 13 of them. And then they would be one person be like, "Oh, that's that kid from Morningside High.
Man.
That plays ball. No, they good. They good." And they would leave us alone.
Yeah.
So in your situation, I know you had to avoid the gangs as well. How did you do that?
Man, my grandfather never really, I don't think he hit me. I think he's more mental. He made me more afraid of him than of being in gangs. But the guys that I grew up with started in high school. They started to go a little sideways, man. They would leave school and go do home invasions, like they'd break into houses. And they would come back to school and they would have, chains or money or necklaces and
all
stuff.
The shit they stole, basically.
All the shit they stole. And they would be like, "You want some of this shit?" I'm like, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. And then those guys ended up getting caught. And then other guys would beat up. I remember one time, man, there was a kid and his dad playing in the park, and those guys were throwing a football around. And then they were going to have a meeting, and they asked me to leave because I wasn't with those guys, and those guys I grew up with. And they ended up beating up that guy in front of his kid. And that's when I was like, these dudes, man, that's just bad, And I didn't have a father, so it meant a lot. And then those guys, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna gradually cut these cats out, and just I played baseball, but they were always around, and they always try to get you to leave school. No, I'm good, man. I gotta do my thing, man. I got, however, but I decided, it wasn't my grandfather's, upbringing that I just decided for myself that I didn't want to go that way. I could have,
yeah, of course,
but I wasn't that type of guy, and I already was into comedy and all that stuff. So I decided to let them have that, and and go on and do my thing. But the thing, when I got back home and my grandfather was there, he would belittle me for like leaving and coming back early. What happened? Those guys kicked you out. They didn't want you around. Huh? Is that what happened? But when I was 14, we had this dance, and a lot of the girls from school were going, and then I was dressed in the best clothes that I had. Right. And then this guy said to me in front of everybody, I thought we were supposed to dress up. And man, it broke my heart, man. And I went home and I got in my room and I said, if I grow up and if I make anything of myself, nobody's going to ever make fun of me for the things that I'm wearing. And yeah, I've done it.
Yeah, no, you've done it and some.
Yeah.
So George, what are some of the things that you're working on or doing right now that we got to be looking out for?
Yeah, right now we're getting ready to shoot a pilot with my real daughter Mayan.
Oh wow, that's cool.
For NBC, and Bruce Alford, my original creator. They're excited about this thing called Lopez versus Lopez, like court papers.
Oh yeah.
And
is that how you came up with the name?
Man,
Lopez versus Lopez.
Divorce. Oh, great. You mean where I lost half my money? Yeah, sure. I think that's funny.
Yeah, let's go back to that, right?
My wife gave me a kidney and I left her. Yeah, why not? But that's one. And then, I have restaurants and beer and tequila coming out. And
what's the tequila? What's the name of the tequila?
Chicano. With the X.
Yes.
Hand bottled.
I'll be looking for that.
Hand bottled in Mexico. And the bottle is unique. It's so unique, it doesn't fit on the machines in Mexico. And Mexico, everything fits on a machine in Mexico. They have to hand pour on the ladies because it doesn't fit. That's beautiful, nice. I've been working on it for probably about 4 years. And then I have a children's book.
Oh, wow.
Called Chupacabra Carter. And it's about a kid growing up and looking in the moon and trying to decide where his future is going to be. And then he befriends a kid that looks like the Chupacabra, and they grow up, and he's looking for his family, and that's getting ready to come out too. And that's a good book. We're well written. I think the kids will like it. I think it'll be a hit.
Good. I got 2 granddaughters. Or I got 4 granddaughters.
They'll love it, man. Very drawn very well.
Get it and read it to them. And the restaurants are doing extremely well. I know that.
Good. Yep. Opening
you had
some
the one
more.
in Manhattan Beach, or
got the one in Hermosa,
yep.
And then I think they're going to open one in the Stratosphere in Vegas, and then there's one going up in some casinos around the country. So, everything's good,
man. Listen, guys, I want to thank my boy George Lopez for coming by today. Look out for the movie later on, because again, like he just said, we the only one know about that right now. This is something that hasn't been talked about yet, but when it comes out, check it out. George Lopez, my boy, my golf buddy, my drinking buddy,
my man.
Woo, my man. I want to thank you again,
G.
G.
I love
you, brother. Love you too,
man.
Guys. This is another episode of Off the Dribble with your boy Byron Scott. Wait for the next one. Check us out. And you can always go on and subscribe. We're on YouTube, and anything you can find that does podcasts, we are on it. So check us out. And we are out with my boy Joe Lopez. Until the next time, guys. Peace.
Happy birthday.
It's not too much.
We're paying these people by the hour. Get out there, little freak.
All right.
Your mom's right. I don't hate you. Just like anywhere else where I come from, there are good people and there are bad people.
Which one are you?
I'm good people.
Oh, okay.
He's a sweet kid. Does he believe everything anybody tells him?
Hey, he still thinks doing yard work is astronaut training.
Give me the phone, Max.
Wait, is this really my grandpa?
Yes, honey. Give me the phone.
Hold on. I know I don't really know you, but you owe me 10 birthday gifts. Can I get a gun permit?
Dude, you still got cartoons on your underwear. No.
How come he can have a girl up in his room and I can't have a boy up to mine?
Because he still thinks making out is finding quarters in the couch.
What's this for?
Our 1 week anniversary. Don't pretend you don't remember.
Wow, 1 week. Where's the time gone?
Where's my gift?
Close your eyes. It's a big surprise.
Gum?
Surprise!
You don't care about this marriage, do you?
It's grape! Aunt Gloria kissed
That's how people say goodbye, Max.
No, in the garage. Last night.
Oh.
What?
In her nightgown. The red one, not the black one. Dad said we should wait till she left to tell you.
Left the city, man, not the porch.
He was watching her change until I sprayed him with the perfume.
That's not true.
Then why are you covering your eye?
I'm just crying because I'm upset about being accused.
Yeah, man, but you're only crying out of one eye.
I'm not that upset. Is Daddy drunk?
No, honey. This is just his very first birthday party.
I wish he was drunk. It'd make more sense. Oh, this isn't real snow.
It's plastic. Carmen, take your brother inside and rinse his mouth out.
Snow? It's 70 degrees, doof.
I told you, the money in the fountain doesn't belong to you. It's for wishes.
But my wish was to get all the money in the fountain. Can you sign something for school? We're going to the zoo, science, space place.
Yeah.
I had to get out of school. I wasn't ready to take my reading test for special ed. Dad tried to help me with my homework, but I don't have that kind of time.
You should do your birthday up right. Then Max can copy normal behavior.
Mommy, Daddy, stop! You're gonna drive me into the arms of some pathetic gang member. Carmen? Is that
Max, get your bat and your butt down here. Let's go, man. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
it? Ready, Dad.
Come on, son, let's go.
Mom, I know it's early, but can you take the brownies out? I don't want them dry for the guys.
Okay.
Drive for the guys. Holy crap.
That's Max.
Yes, and you're Angie. I know all of you.
Before they get here, can you help me look for my frisbee over by those trees? If you find it, I'll give you each $1.
Come on, Angie. You think that play helped Max? The only thing he's ready for is a tiny stranger with a fake mustache who can't stop looking at the audience. Hey, Max, I mean, even the tiniest accomplishment. Come on, man, work with me.
Oh, okay. Well, I was laughing so hard in math class that I got a fly caught in my mouth. And I kept it in there for a whole minute. Well, congratulate me. I just finished my last history test.
Wait, you've been in class this whole time? It's 6 o'clock. I thought you were in soccer practice.
No, the teacher let me stay a little longer to finish. Hey, did you know that the classroom lights go out automatically if you don't move for 20 minutes?
Number 5.
It looks like we finally got a good one. He's paid attention.
Okay, sweetie, let's try it this way. X is my secret, and you want to figure my secret out. So I'm going to give you a clue. 2 times X equals 10.
Oh, I just gotta chill.
He's only paying attention because she's so pretty. What are you doing?
I'm gonna find another tutor.
George, this isn't working, and it's not the tutors. They've helped other dyslexic kids. It's Max.
No, it's not.
Look, maybe he's not mature enough to take this seriously. I think it would be good for him to spend another year in the 5th grade to grow up.
No way. Look, this isn't about maturity, Angie. Okay, you never had a learning disability. There's gotta be somebody out there who can help him.
Did you know that 1 out of every 4 persons standing in a soup kitchen line is a child?
Did you know that 1 out of every 2 people in this kitchen doesn't care and just wants frosting? You can't hit me hard enough to stop me. Oh! I'm full.
Max, no, this was not on the safety video we watched.
Angie, relax, it's okay.
No, it's not.
Angie, what are you doing? You're embarrassing him in front of his friends.
Those aren't the kind of friends I want Max to have. They're older, they're reckless. Look, he already changed his hair. He's too desperate for friends. What other stupid things is he gonna do to try to impress them?
Whoa, man, that's a little harsh, man. They were just skateboarding.
It wasn't skateboarding. I just finished grabbing this guy's kid out of a knife fight, and then I find your son and 6 of his friends beating up another kid.
Max, is this true?
Don't be too hard on yourself. Once a kid goes down that road, there ain't much you can do.
This is all the stuff I don't want anymore.
Why are you giving these away? Half of them aren't even open.
Because I need room in my closet for all my new Christmas stuff.
A new bike, 7 video games, an MP3 player, a monkey.
Small, hairy animal, disposable thumbs.
I know what a monkey is. That's just one more thing you're gonna get tired of. I'm not gonna be down here next year dropping a dead monkey in a box for charity.
No, if you got me a monkey, I'd use it. He could take out the trash for me, make my bed. He could brush my teeth while I play video games. Watch out, I'd be like this.
Yeah, maybe he could go to school for you too. You might actually get a B this year.
Okay, but it's my picture in the yearbook. We can go inside and get something to eat. I'd have to take my snow pants off to get the dollar out of my pocket. It's not worth it.
What did you do to your pillow?
It kept me from sleeping. So I punched it. And then I hit it with my bat. And I ripped it apart with my teeth.
Why did you do this?
I can't sleep. I haven't been able to for a week.
Well, why didn't you tell us?
Well, I already have dyslexia and dyscalculia. The last thing I need to find out is that I have dysleepia.
It's called insomnia.
I knew there'd be a word for it. There's a word for everything that's wrong with me.
Honey, there's nothing wrong with you.
I'm in special ed. I studied 3 times harder than anyone else, and I still might flunk the 5th grade. Oh yeah, I'm a winner.
I'm talking about Max.
What's wrong with Max?
Oh, Daddy, he's so stressed out about school. He ripped up his pillow last night. Does your hospital have any good child psychologists?
Psychologist? Look, no way. Look, Angie, we're Lopez's. And we don't go for help until right before it's too late.
I'm really worried. Max wants to know if we have any pillowcases that taste better. Hey, how's our boy doing?
Having a great time, Mom, and he's sleeping like a baby.
Oh, wow, look at him go. 2 weeks in the gym, and my grandson is already a killer.
Oh, dude, that's my boy!
I'm so proud of you, Max. You're a real fighter, man.
Did you see me? I put him down. I'm the man.
Oh.
What's up, Mom?
Why are you wearing Carmen's sunglasses?
That's it. You're grounded. Now you go put those back in her room and you think about what you've done. But on the way, don't trip on the end table in the hallway and get a black eye. Oh, okay. Now that I told him, it's probably gonna happen. Been able to focus better in school and he's sleeping better. Isn't that what we wanted, right?
But at what price? I don't want some kid punching my son in the face so he can sleep.
It was an accident. He hit himself taking off his glove. And you're the one that's always worried about his self-esteem, okay? Well, boxing has given it back to him. You should see him. He's literally like that.
I don't want him getting his self-esteem from hurting people.
But I know I can win. Why?
Because what kind of job are you going to get if you don't go to school?
I can be a pro skateboarder.
Really? Because I don't see a lot of pro skaters coming into the house saying, Mommy, my elbow, kiss it.
I'm just stupid.
Look, you are not stupid. You have a learning disability. Look, I know what you're going through. When I was in school, I remember taking tests and just sitting there because I didn't understand any of it.
Gee, so if I work hard and graduate high school, I can get some loser job at a factory like you?
You know what? I don't care. I do whatever you want. I give up on you. Hey, Max, these trucks are expensive. You better not be driving it off the table.
Don't worry. I wouldn't do something that stupid. It worked! I built a ramp up in my room, and the car jumped all the way down onto the table. Isn't that awesome?
Now, what the hell is this? Look, we don't buy you toys just so you can destroy them.
But I'm gonna get more.
Do you know there are kids in the world, Max, who don't even have toys?
And there are kids who have a lot more toys than me, so it kind of balances out. Am I the only one who answers the door around here?
Max!
I'm getting it!
What are you doing, Max?
Just throwing out some old clothes.
Hey, Max! Bring that trash bag over here. I want to throw out these coffee grounds.
Oh, that's okay. I'll get another bag for you.
Well, why waste a bag? I mean, I gotta pour this hot bacon grease in there.
It's really full.
Well, then I'll jump on it and squash it down. Get back here, Ricky!
Hey, Dad, I'm gonna buy some gum. Can I have $300?
$300? I buried it behind the lemon tree in the backyard. You dig it up, you can have it.
Cool!
Oh! Here, let me help you. You okay?
Dad, why don't you just hire somebody to dig the holes for the sprinklers? Max is gonna figure it out someday.
Not if he keeps running into the door.
Dad, I need to ask you something.
What is it?
I know something about someone, but I'm not sure if telling on them is the right thing.
Max, what have we told you about being a tattletale?
It's not about you, Dad.
Then spill it.
Carmen ditched school yesterday, and this morning I heard her crying. And last week she used my skateboard. That's not part of it. I'm just mad about it.
Carmen, we have a witness, someone who shall remain nameless.
You couldn't wait till I left.
She didn't say your name, bro.
Oh.
It's in Egypt. That's where Hosni's from.
Like those guys on the news? Why do you hate us?
Max!
You know, he doesn't hate us. You know it's wrong to assume things about people. I'm really sorry about that, Hosni.
We try to teach him to be cool with all different types of people, but apparently we missed one. One of these days, Max, one of these days, pow zoom straight to the moon! Up your nose with the rubber hose? I'll kiss Margaret. It's not my job, man. All right, go to bed. Max, good night, you big dummy.
I don't know what you're saying.
Max, you want some help on that art project?
Not now, Mom. I'm fighting my way through the dungeon, trying to get the golden chalice.
Do you even know what a chalice is?
It's something that 5 dragons, a troll, and you are keeping me from getting. Where's my book bag?
Did you look in your room?
It's too messy.
Mom, if you're delivering meals, when are you gonna hem my pants?
When are you gonna help me look for my book bag?
I don't know.
Hey, little guy, is your dad home?
Yeah, it's right there.
But I thought he was your dad.
I have 2 dads.
God, you must have been terrified.
Nah, I've seen worse when I play my video game, Carjacker 3. Yesterday, his soccer mom got blown away because she wouldn't give up her SUV.
What?
I didn't want to do it, but I needed the points. I'm graduating! I passed the 5th grade!
Honey, that's great. We're so proud of you.
Hey, Grandma, you might want to stand up now because those pigs are going to be flying out of your butt.
I don't know why you're so worried about us. When Jason said he'd love me forever, he meant forever.
When he said that, was your shirt on or off?
Upstairs.
It matters.
Your grandma's gonna be walking through that door any second, okay? She's gonna look a little different. So don't stare and don't ask any questions.
Damn, Grandma, your boobs are huge.
Until your dad comes home, you can be the man of the house.
Oh, Mom, don't forget, I'll be home late. We've got that field trip today.
To where? A strip club? Go change. You look like a slut.
Max!
What? I'm the That's what Dad would say.
Maybe Mr. Needles needs to see you run the course. You know, so he knows what to do.
Okay. Now pay attention, Mr. Needles. I'm only gonna show you this once.
But we should get under the table.
You're supposed to make yourself look bigger.
That's for a bear. Come on, outside, go.
This sucks. Come on, Max, we're out of here right now.
Honey, your mittens.
Hey, Dad, wanna play catch?
Later.
Later when?
I don't know. Later.
I'm not 6 anymore. I know that later means never.
Good boy. Why don't you go, color?
Fine.
You ready for some football, Max?
Yeah!
All right, my ball go deep.
George, your son, Max, came in second at the science fair.
Oh, hey, I'm just messing with you, Max. What was your project?
I predicted what the next step in man's evolution would be. Homo avianus. We grow wings.
What was in first place? Boiling water?
So, Jason and I. Who's your big man on Kansas now, Dad?
It's campus, Max. Who's your big man on campus? And he's the second best in science? Órale, get ready to get lapped by Mexico.
You know, it seems no matter how many times I do laundry, the basket's always full. Wow! Did you teach your son to wow me?
You know about the wow?
I have for 11 years.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Max. Can I get you something to drink?
What are you doing?
She's a guest. Cookie things. You smell good. I bet bees chase you. And Carson City is the capital of Nevada. And Concord is the capital of New Hampshire. And Trenton is the capital of New Jersey, also known as the Garden State. I love you. Everything happens for a reason. That's what you said when my hamster died.
What did you want me to say? That Mr. Fluffer starved because a selfish little boy got a skateboard and forgot to feed him? Yeah, I wish you had a cliche now, don't you, hamster killer? Why are you carrying your backpack like that?
Because you said to take better care of my stuff.
Max, what's in the backpack?
Just books. Oh, way to go. You just spilled a cup of my pee.
What?
For 7 years, it was in his bed. Now it's in his backpack.
Oh. There's whiz all over my book report.
Why don't you sit in for me?
That's okay. I played all afternoon.
No, come on, sit in. You're in, brother.
Crap.
But I'm in jail.
You're in jail?
Dad's in jail?
Wow, you finally killed Grandma. You're next. Magic 8 Ball. Should my dad forgive his dad or not? Reply, Hazy, try again. Magic 8-Ball. Should I defy you?
Put it away!
Dad, pick a color.
What? Oh, a cootie catcher. I remember those. Let me see that, Max.
Max, put your seatbelt back on.
Wait, Dad,
Yeah.
pick a color. This is totally different.
You want to be part of my decision?
Yeah.
Okay, red.
R-E-D. Now pick a number.
321.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's for my mother. Now I'm done.
297. It's my yard. I can play here if I want.
Okay, here. Why don't we play a new game? It's called Get the Ball from the Neighbor's Rottweiler.
No, I got a better idea. Why don't you take your tired ass home? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Man, I used to look up to that guy.
I can't believe you! That was a private conversation!
That wasn't a conversation. Ooh, Jason. Ooh, Carmen. Let's both gag on the count of 3. 1, 2. Hey, Grandma.
Yeah.
Did your dad ever say he gave up on you?
Where'd that come from?
I'm messing up in school, and Dad said he's giving up on me.
Wow. You know, my dad might have beat me like an old blanket, but he never gave up on me. That is cold, dude. You know, you might want to get your crap together.
Should I take a bigger pause? I should, shouldn't I? I'll take a bigger pause.
Mom, should I take a bigger piece of cake? I should, shouldn't I? I'll take a bigger piece of cake.
Shut up, idiot.
Come on, special cake. You're my special.
Shut up!
What have you tried?
Just beer and whatever else you guys keep in the house.
You drank in the house?
What did you have at the party?
Grain alcohol.
Orale, Jethro, that stuff can kill you. No, Max, you know what? It's okay. We should have seen this day coming when he started to line up his army men in a chorus line. Max, do you know you can go to jail for shoplifting?
I don't care. I'll do anything for Veronica. I love her.
Max, she's your first cousin and you have dyslexia. All right, if you have kids with her, your mom and I will have to pay $1 to visit our grandkids at the carnival.
So, I've been talking with Max, and he seems to be coping well with the shooting.
Man, one session and he's fixed. If I throw in $50, can you find out why he won't let his green beans touch his mashed potatoes? Because there's something going on there.
Max wet his bed because he had a nightmare that he was chased by a killer through the house, and he couldn't find you. Isn't there something you want to tell your dad?
I don't like it when you stay at Ernie's. I want you to come home.
Max, I am home.
Are you gonna leave again?
No. Okay, look, I'm never, ever gonna leave again.
But Grandma's still living there, and you guys are always fighting.
I guess this is what they call an empty nest.
I'm still here.
What am I talking about interrupting?
They asked me to join their band.
That's awesome, dude. Hey, you've only been playing a week.
Didn't ask me the title. My poem is called Invisible Girl.
Tonight is your night. I'm gonna make whatever my little overachiever wants.
You know, I get bees all the time. It's no big deal.
You know, you make a lot of noise for someone who's supposed to be invisible.
Max.
Viva la raza!
Man, you know, can you do me a favor and let me handle this? I'll make sure that Max pays for the statues. Relax. Officer Sanchez is gone.
What'd he say?
Max, he saw you running. He knows you broke the statues.
Am I in trouble?
No, he's gonna let it go.
Yes! We got Sorkin!
Max, we didn't get anyone. When I saw you in that video, you look like a little thug, man. That's not what I want for you.
But you said there are things a Lopez man has to do. And you didn't care when Grandma did it.
Yeah, that sounds a little more private.
It is. I love you.
I love you too.
All right, Mom. Where's this dinner that's so important you had to get all up in my stuff?
Max, I interrupted you because you are moving way too fast. You're too young to be saying, I love you.
Well, she said it to me, and I really like her, so I said it back.
Okay, you went to the dentist, no cavities, right?
3.
Did you tie your own shoes?
They're slip-ons.
Okay, good job picking out shoes you can handle.
But the factory was good enough for Dad and Grandma. And they have this awesome truck that brings food right to the parking lot with the horn like that. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da.
A truck that brings food? That's your best argument?
Wait a minute, you have to admit, the Roach Coach is pretty cool when you first started. Orale, Bill Gates! What the hell are you doing to my computer?
I'm putting in a better graphics card so I can play my new video game.
You're supposed to be doing your homework.
It was too hard. I've almost got it. Oh, crap. I guess that goes in the broken pile.
Do you really need to use a bathroom, or are you just trying to sneak in there and peek at your cousin blow drying her hair again?
Dad, if I really wanted to spine her, I'd lean a ladder against the tree and use the periscope I built in shop class. So, thank you for not trusting me. I'm learning about Grandma's life.
This is Grandma Emelina in the 4th grade. Here she is under a tree.
This is great. I feel like I really know her.
Angie, didn't your mom keep a diary?
That's right. She wrote a page for every day of her life, starting from when she was 13.
Thanks a lot. I said I felt bad. I didn't say I wanted to take Grandma 101. When I finish something, people say, "Nice job, Max." And that makes me feel good. I never feel that way at school.
If you keep trying hard, you'll get that feeling from school, too.
I always try hard, and I never feel good. It'll be worse in college. I like going to the factory and hanging out with Dad. What's wrong with that?
You know, maybe college isn't right for Max. I mean, we tried to help him with school, and that hasn't worked out. The kid I saw this week was a different Max. He was working hard, and he was happy. I'm giving you a 1-week extension on Father's Day, okay? Next Sunday, I better feel like you love me, so I just get totally engulfed in love.
Thanks a lot. I'm not even attracted to you anymore. All right, it's back.
Max!
The strap fell off. I just wanted to play it a little.
You know you're not supposed to touch my guitar. Now there's a scratch on it.
You know what? I'll just go up to my room and stay in there till I'm 18. Then I'll move out, and you'll get what you always wanted.
Do you hear that? Now do you believe that when you joke about kicking him out of the house, he takes it seriously?
I don't want to talk about Max. He dropped Selma.
You can't keep pushing him away. He'll be out of the house before you know it, and you're gonna miss him.
Angie, I'm not all sentimental like you.
You know, it wouldn't hurt you to be more careful with Max's feelings. Actually, you could be more sensitive with everyone.
Okay, you're right. What do you call a girl who goes out with an older guy because he gives her things? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It rhymes with prostitute. What? Tell me you're not seeing a married guy.
Prostitute, that's it. That's what rhymes with prostitute.
mình tô một cái chanh này nha. Nó không chạy bài trong 1 phút. buồn ngủ rồi. Đây mình đã hoàn thành một cái bức tranh nha các bạn. Bye bye.